Kate. Welcome to Covert Narcissist 101. Thank you for joining me. Haven't subscribed, please do. Guys, first topic is 4 ways, 4 things that the Covert Narcissist would do to make sure they keep your attention on them, or to make sure that you remember them in the case of that they took off. To make sure that you always try to, anyway, make sure you remember them. Guys, we already know that these people will die without attention. They need you to acknowledge them however way they can get it. So they could pick a fight with you, argument back and forth. Whatever it is that will have to say that they exist to you, because that's what it is. If you're acknowledging them, okay, they matter to you. That's how they process this. And don't get confused about the argument they're going back and forth that they need some kind of resolution. They don't care about resolution. What they care about is you going back and forth, back and forth. That's why the texts never end. As long as you're responding, the emails never end. As long as you're responding, the phone calls never end. They're not interested in what the resolution is. They just want you to be responding, because as long as you're going back and forth, you're not thinking about anything else that happening around you. Is what new other response that you need to come up with to give them, and that's the whole idea. It doesn't matter what the outcome is. They don't care. Guys, one of the ones, if they are discarding you, you see that they pick an event and a memorable day for you. It could be a birthday. It could be a birthday. That's the same day that they're choosing to discard you and then jump into with a new supply. Or it could be like you're giving birth at the hospital and they are remarrying the new supply. Or it could be your wedding anniversary. That's the day they pick and choose and say, you know what, they take off and go. That's the day they decide to discard you, or they're doing something with, or they're marrying the new supplier on your anniversary. So they pick a memorable event to do certain things, because now you link up that event with instead of it being your birthday, it now be the day that they did this. That's exactly what they wanted to do. So they have that. You have that in your they believe that you're thinking about them on those dates. Another one is if you're, when you're living with them, and if you think back, if you're out already, you realize anytime you have some kind of a joyful day going on, that's the day they'll bring some kind of bad news to you. They'll bring a bad news that usually is centered around them, because now what they achieve is to move you away from whatever it is that's making you happy that day, whatever it is that you're celebrating that day, to now have to resolve the issue that they came up with. They plan these things. Everything they have an agenda for everything. It's intentional. It's not a coincidence. So if you're having a joyful day, or there's something, you're celebrating something, it could be a birthday of your child or something, you will see them come up with some kind of nonsense problem that they have that will now shift your focus from whatever it is that's going on around you. And now you're trying to solve the issue, because, now your mind is zeroed in on them, which is exactly what they're looking for. Now, if let's say you're still living with them, of course, and then maybe you have the girls' day out or the boys' hangout or whatever it is. This is something that is routine every Wednesday. This is what you and the boys do, or you and your girlfriends go, hang out. You will see that hours before, even minutes before, you are supposed to take off. Even though this is routine, this happens every Wednesday. This is when they'll pick some kind of fight. This is when they will do some kind of nonsense. This is when they will do they might bring up an issue that happened 5 years ago in your marriage. They might bring up, something that happened in your relationship that is, you've resolved. You think, anyway, you thought you resolved it. That's when it comes out of nowhere. So now you are addressing that. And then if you still proceed, to go hang out with the boys or hang out with the girls, your mind is on the discussion that you just had, the argument that probably hasn't been resolved yet when you took up. And that's exactly what they want. Because God forbid that you're out there trying to enjoy yourself. So while you're out there trying to mingle with your friends and laugh and relax like you normally would do every Wednesday, now you're processing like, why did they bring that up? Like, why? What is going on? What is going to happen when I get home? That's exactly what they want to happen. And of course, number 4, guys, this is my favorite one, because I cannot tell you how many times it's happened to me. They will bring up embarrassing issues or jokes at your expense. Jokes at your expense. If you're out in the public at an event or whatever it is, and you're hee-hee-hi and you're laughing and they see you from across the room, that's when they come over there to bring up some kind of embarrassing stories, nonsense that have nothing to do with whatever is going on that day. And they bring it up and they go, guess what she did? And then this happened. And then like, I'm like this. And you're like, and they would have told this story like so many times in so many groups. I cannot tell you how many times this happened to me. And so now you are distracted obviously from the whatever is making you happy at this event. And now you're like, okay, why did they bring this up? Now your mind is zeroed in on what why they did it, why they choose why they keep doing this. And that's exactly what they want. Because how dare you? How dare you trying to enjoy yourself with something? So this is exactly what happened. I bet you if you look back, if you're already out, look back, you would have at least witnessed one of these two things, one of these four things the covert narcissist normally does. All right, guys, get a hold of your mind and everything's to fall into place.